everyone. Welcome back to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. So today we've got a special tobacco that we're trying. We are doing McBaren's HH Bold Kentucky. And this particular version of the Bold Kentucky has been aged for over a year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So we just want to kind of give you our thoughts about this aged tobacco and just kind of walk through this. This is actually our first tasting of this. When I bought this, I went straight from the packaging to the mason jar and let it sit for almost 2 years, but not quite 2 years. So it's about a year and a half. Anyway, all right. So this is made by McBaren. It is a Virginia Burley. It contains Kentucky and Virginia. There's no flavoring. It's a flake, and it comes in 1.75 ounce tins, 3.5 ounce tins, 16 ounce tins. You cannot get this one in bulk.
Nope.
The strength of it is strong, and the taste is very full. So we'll kind of go from here and give you our thoughts. So far, Nathan, what do you think? First, let's talk about the tin note. Grab that and taste and give a snort.
Slightly vinegary taste, almost like it's really, really strong, like overwhelmingly strong scent, like Latakia is, but it's not a Latakia scent. It's very smoky, very woodsy type smell. Very nice. Well, of course, that's been fermenting for a while, so basically.
Yeah, that vinegary smell, I love that. In Virginia's, that red Virginia kind of smell. It's really full of that smell, along with, just some grassiness from the Virginia. I smell a little bit of fermented fruits, dark fruits, but definitely some earthiness. But that kind of ketchupy smell. That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, guys, you got to take a look at this. This is absolutely beautiful flake. It's super thin. I'm going to walk it up to the camera here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so gorgeous. And then you can also see it starting to crystallize just a little bit right there. This is good stuff. It rubs out really
Very
easy.
nicely, yeah.
And it's easy to load as well. Yeah. You get anything else from the tin notes on that?
No. I guess that ketchupy smell adds to a little bit of like dark fruit smell that I'm getting from it. I can really agree with you on that one. But a slight, and I can't tell if it's because you've let it age so long, or if it's because that's just how it is coming out of the tin, is a slight fermented smell. Something that you get from like fermented barley or things like that. Just that vinegary, sweet smell.
It's stronger vinegary smelling now than it did when I first pulled it out of the tin. But for me, I like that. I like it quite a bit. All right, so what do you think about it taste so far?
I mean, it's a full-bodied taste.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
There's no toppings, no additives.
I'm getting a lot of the Kentucky coming through. That fire-cured, that dark-fired burley that makes the Kentucky smokiness like a campfire almost.
Really?
A little bit of the Virginia, that sweet Virginia is coming through, just a shade. And that Virginia is used more than anything to kind of soften up the Kentucky.
Yeah.
This is, when you get this, you're getting a full Kentucky, what you're getting.
A full smoke.
Yeah.
And the smoke billows are really big. Really full smoke coming out, like you would when you were smoking in English or something. Because sometimes the aromatics seem like it's half air that when
Yeah.
you exhale out. This one is
No, this is full body.
Full body
It's
smoke.
got just lots of depth to it. I get almost like a burnt molasses to it as well. That burnt sweetness, smoky sweetness, little bit of nuttiness coming in.
slight vinegary kind of barbecue-y taste.
Yeah, there's a little tanginess, a little sourness. Now we let this dry for almost
20
an
minutes?
hour.
Yeah,
Almost an hour.
yeah.
And it was still moist when we packed it. It comes fairly moist.
Yeah, it does. It's really good.
It's it's a little bit on the rough side. To me, this is definitely not something for a young smoker who has not smoked for very long.
No.
You get a lot of tobacco flavor in this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full body taste. I like it. It's not necessarily my favorite, but it is tasty.
It's nice to actually get to taste this the way they intended to make it, because this is an old recipe that McBaren had when they first started. From what I read, is a lot of these HH blends that they have are from the 1800s.
Well, the HH blend was named after the company's founder, Harold Halberg, who founded the company back in the 1800s, and I think maybe that's what you're thinking about. I'm not sure that these HH blends came out until the late 1900s.
Oh, from Jorgen coming back. That's right.
But it is old school.
Yeah.
It is an old school taste. That, like, for instance, they've got an HH Syrian, they've got an HH Old Fired.
Yeah, they got an HH Latakia.
So, and I've noticed I've had to relight quite a bit.
I had to, yeah. It just comes moist.
This one it's not, like we said, it's not for a newbie. This is for someone that's experienced. They say that this one is the strongest in the HH line as far as flavor, as far as strength, as far as nicotine hit. Speaking of, what do you feel about the nicotine hit on this one?
This one is definitely up there with some of our Balkan blends that have hit pretty hard. Some of the English Supreme hit really hard.
This reminds me a lot of the one that I smoked quite a bit of, that Peter Heinrich's Dark Strong.
Yep.
But this has a lot more Kentucky in it than the Heinrich's did. Or the Orlick.
I haven't tried that one
The
yet.
Orlick, what is it, Bold Kentucky that they make.
Yeah.
It's stronger than all of those. It's got more Kentucky in it than those others. It burns fairly well once you get it going.
Yeah.
It does need some relights. You got to smoke it slow.
This is a sit down and smoke.
Yeah. It's clean. It burns cool.
Man, I think I really like this one.
I don't think this is an all day smoke though.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I mean, this is an after dinner.
Yeah. If you're buying a 16-ounce bag of that, it's because you're intending to let a good portion of that bag sit. Because if you're smoking it all day, every day,
This might go good in the mornings with coffee.
yeah,
If you're that kind of a person that likes to smoke with coffee.
I do.
This is their HH blend line is their top tier. That's
Very good.
Yeah, that's their top tier stuff. This is one of their top tier tobaccos.
And it's nice that I'm getting to try this HH line, because I started smoking. When I started smoking, I was smoking McBaren. And I smoked the 7 Seas blends that they had for the first 2 years of me smoking, just because I really enjoyed McBaren that much. And I tried a couple of their other things, and then I started to stray away from McBaren. And it's kind of nice to taste this blend that has been around and really started to have a resurgence of popularity shortly after I started smoking with this HH line, because now they have flavors in this HH line that I've grown more accustomed to, things that I like, the Kentuckys, their Virginia blends, things like that. I mean, I'm really wanting to try that Perique blend too.
Man, I bet that's pretty potent too.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I can't believe this one's the strongest one. They got a Perique blend that's mostly Perique.
What do you think about the room note?
It's tolerable. It's tolerable. It's definitely, because of, I can guess if we were not smoking with an open garage, with how thick the smoke bellows are and how strong it is, I bet it would be a little more potent.
Yeah.
But right now, it's a very tolerable room note.
I bet it's potent. I bet it lingers for a while.
I bet you could see the smoke sit.
Yeah. You know, the aftertaste on this also lingers for quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You still taste it, you know, after you exhale all the smoke out. So, what's your thoughts? What's your final thoughts on this?
This is a really good blend. I really like this blend. I can't tell if I like it because, and that's the thing that I'm having to debate in my head now, score-wise, what I would give something like this, because this is one that has been sitting for a while. It's been tamed a little and it's been cellared. So I want to give it really good markings. I would love to try and buy a tin of this myself and see what it tastes like right out of the tin and see if I still agree.
You know how some of the McBaren stuff that we've tried before, when it's fresh and you smoke it, it's got that little zing to it. Mm-hmm. This doesn't have any of that.
Yeah, it doesn't. At all. And McBaren also, part of the reason I strayed away from it has at least to me, when I smoke their tobaccos, I have to constantly relight, or I have to constantly, there's some moisture issues that I deal with on this.
Well, yeah, and you have
this
to be
one
patient for sure.
Yeah, and so maybe as an impatient kid, I sometimes go, I don't have time to deal with that. I just want my tobacco to be smokable. I want to smoke it. I want to light it, and I want to go. I don't want to be done with. I don't want to babysit this. Being able to sit and actually smoke it, I'm really starting to enjoy it. Almost to the point where I think I would give it 4.5.
Wow! Really, you like it that much?
I do. I do. But I think
this is good. By the way, this pairs well.
Yeah.
It really pairs well because, the smokiness and the bitter sour taste of the Kentucky, with a nice sip of whiskey after that, it just disappears. It balances out.
Yeah,
it really is a good pairing.
Yeah, I'm drinking brandy, so the overly sweetness of the brandy sometimes it adds to the flavor profile, but it changes it. It's not making it even. It's not balancing it to where I can enjoy both and just keep going. I would prefer to have a whiskey or a bourbon instead of this brandy, but the brandy isn't bad.
Well, so you're going to give it a 4.5?
I think so. I think I'm going to stick with a 4.5.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. I like it. I like it fine. It's not one that I'm going to go to often, but for a change of pace, if I want something really thick and bold and smoky, without getting into a lot of Kias, those of you guys that don't like a lot of Kia, this might be something that you will go to, because this is predominantly Kentucky, which is a dark fired Burley and or Virginia, with some regular Virginia in there as well. It gives you a little bit of that smokiness that Englishes can give you without having all those English flavors coming in. So yeah. So I'll give it a 3.5. Did I say 3 or 3.5?
3.5.
3.5. Yeah, I think 3.5 is where I am at.
So that puts it with us at a 4.
At a 4. That's a pretty high mark.
That's a high mark.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's our shots for the for our rating. This is the McBaren Bold Kentucky, and our overall average on that is 4 shots. I think the maturation helped it a little bit.
I think so too. Calmed it down a bit.
Yeah, I think that we're more patient smokers now, especially you.
Yes.
Helps it, and I also think that the pairing that we're doing it with also helps it.
I will say that it probably, this is definitely a mature smoke on multiple levels.
Yeah.
You have to be able to be patient. You have to take your time to enjoy it. You have to give it time to reach its full potential. And me as a younger kid probably wouldn't, making $10 an hour at a week-to-week paycheck job, probably wouldn't have bought a 10 of this and thought, okay, now I'm going to put it away for a year.
Yeah, this is actually getting better as we go down, too. Some of those Virginias are starting to sneak out a little bit. Yeah. All right, well, there it is. McBaren's Bold Kentucky. We give it 4. I just got back from my Kentucky Bourbon Trail adventure. And if you guys want to see some really cool things about some of those distilleries, look up some of my videos on that. Keep sending us your comments. Keep sending us your suggestions. We do appreciate you watching. And don't forget,
make all your piping moments count.
Thank you guys. We do appreciate you. We'll see you next time.